From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It is Thursday, January 26th, 2017. I'm Paula Dagnan. The announcement that has been anticipated for almost 3 weeks arrived today. 2 of 5 prisons were selected to close, and 3 of them were in Northeast Pennsylvania. What happened? WYLN's Aaron Harvey has the story.
Northeastern Pennsylvania got some good news this morning as Governor Tom Wolf and the Department of Corrections decided not to close SCI Frackville, SCI Waymart, and SCI Retreat behind me, saving hundreds of jobs. Almost 3 weeks ago, there was an announcement made that 2 of 5 state correctional institutions could be shut down to save money. Early this morning, Governor Tom Wolf, along with the Department of Corrections, stated that they are only closing the prison in Pittsburgh. Senator John Udicek says he's grateful for the decision to keep the 3 prisons in northeastern Pennsylvania open.
We appreciate the Wolf administration and Secretary Wetzel of the Department of Corrections for participating in a hearing on Monday, a Senate hearing, and hearing the case. And the local leaders and the corrections officers and the community, I've never been more inspired by the community here in northeastern Pennsylvania. They rose up for their friends, families, and neighbors who work in these facilities, and they made a strong case. The governor heard that case, and I believe made the right call today by keeping northeastern Pennsylvania's prisons open.
Senator Udicek thinks the PAC Senate hearing held on Monday in Harrisburg with the Department of Corrections played a factor in the decision to keep the prisons in northeastern Pennsylvania open.
You look in the eyes of men and women who walk the toughest blocks in Pennsylvania in our state correctional institutions, and you see fear in their eyes whether or not their career in corrections is going to come to an end on January 26th. You cannot help but be moved, and I absolutely have been inspired by their efforts and their communications, and we were able, in a bipartisan coalition, I'm very proud of my colleagues in the House and the Senate who stood with us. Even those that don't have a facility in their district, they raised their voices, and we were able to make a case, and our prisons remain open.
Senator Lisa Baker is working on a bill to make sure a situation like this will never happen again.
The Wolf administration didn't just make an announcement to close. They had a 20-day period. I don't think 20 days is a sufficient amount of time to do that. So I'm going to work in a bipartisan way with my colleagues in both the House and Senate to establish what I think would be a more open process. We heard that a 12-month process in New York has been put in place for some time. I think that's a great conversation that we need to have. But after the hearing on Monday, we also learned that it's vital to hear the voices of the community leaders, the economic development professionals, the corrections officers. So as we move forward, we need to also ensure that that voice has a seat at the table in a future process.
Congressman Lou Barletta says this is great news for families in northeastern PA.
This would have affected our economy enormously. It would have put our prison guards their safety at risk, as well as the safety of the inmates at risk by taking them and overcrowding other prisons, and the impact it would have had on the economy would have been ill-advised for the governor to do without having those facts, which was really surprising to me that he was moving forward without really knowing what the economic impact is to the area, which would have been great here. The damage to the economy here would have been enormous, and the fact of the inmates itself would have been put in danger, as well as the prison guards.
SCI Pittsburgh will begin moving inmates within the next few weeks, and the prison will need to be empty by July 1st. In Nanticoke for WYLN News, I'm Aaron Harvey.
Immigration has been front and center during the presidential campaign. Now that Donald Trump is the president, he's taken steps to bring his plans that he talked about to fruition. Today, WYLN's Gary Perna spoke with a number of people about the plans and the press that they're getting.
President Donald Trump signed 2 executive orders to enforce America's borders and to crack down on sanctuary cities some say harbor illegal immigrants. Congressman Lou Barletta, who has for the last 10 years or more made illegal immigration a top priority. Today, he praised the president's move.
Well, it's great to have someone in the White House that actually wants to enforce our laws and our immigration laws and finally stop the massive problem of illegal immigration. The fact that he had signed an executive orders to instruct DHS to design and build a wall is great news. Also, the president signed the executive orders focusing on sanctuary cities. They are cities that refuse to enforce their immigration laws and protect illegal immigrants from ICE agents. This is a good day for someone like me who's been fighting this battle for some time.
Barletta believes that everyone is welcome in America if they come legally.
And we encourage immigrants because this is what this country was made of. But it was made of immigrants who come here legally. And that should continue to make sure that we're protecting the American people and protecting American jobs. Anyone that argues in support of illegal immigration might be here illegally themselves.
While Congressman Barletta is meeting with President Trump and other Republicans in Philadelphia today, national media has converged here on Hazleton to talk about the effects that President Trump's executive orders will have and what locals think about illegal immigration here, and where many people say the conversation started.
Today, national media outlet NBC came to Frankie's restaurant on Wyoming Street to talk with residents and customers about the election and President Trump.
We got a phone call yesterday from NBC National News asking if they could come to the restaurant and speak to our clientele about the election and the hot topic that's been going on. From our point of view as a business owner in the community, and it's 20 years that we're here downtown, our stipulation was that the interview would be fair playing ground. It's not one-sided. We have customers of all denominations, of all backgrounds, of all ethnicity. So that's where we came off with the whole interview. It worked very well. I mean, Hazleton has been a hot topic for the election and things going on. And we got interviewed, my mother and myself, as well as 5 of our customers, on your opinions. And that's basically all they did. Just wanted to get a little bit more deeper into what your issues were and what you felt.
Republican Rick Morelli was one of those interviewed by the national station. He believes that the conversation of immigration started here.
So Hazleton has been known for this city who's kind of started this and kind of put their foot forward. And now you're seeing how much of an impact this is, just not in cities like Hazleton, but throughout the country. And the big media and press is trying to pick up on that and understanding that it's national.
No exact word when this piece, taped by NBC, will be airing. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Gary Perna.
A vacant home in Hanover Township went up in flames this morning. Crews got the call to the house on Olive Street just before 2 a.m. Neighbors say they heard an explosion before flames engulfed the building. Fire officials say the residence was completely gutted. There were no injuries, but nearby neighbors had to be helped from their home because of intense flames. The cause of the fire still under investigation. A state police fire marshal has been called in to look for a cause. 2 women have been arrested for allegedly stealing a package from a home in West Hazleton. According to West Hazleton police, 23-year-old Luz Marie Caladio Ortiz and 27-year-old Martina Baez Rodriguez were charged following an investigation. Surveillance video from a camera at the home showed one of the women removing a package from the porch. According to the police, in the package, a pack of vacuum bags and a box of 20 different types of hammering nails. Police say a video supplied by the homeowner and shared on social media brought in the tips that led to the arrests. After a quick flim-flam incident, a cashier told police 2 men made off with $200. It happened at the Surplus Outlet in Berwick. It was back on January 18th. The cashier told police 2 men entered the store around 7 o'clock, and follow this. They asked the cashier for change for 4 $100 bills. As she handed them 20 $20 bills, one of the men asked her for change for those bills. He then told her that she could forget it and asked for the original $100 back. During the exchange, the man hid 10 $20 bills in his hand and gave the cashier the other 10 $20 folded. The suspects left the store with an extra $200. Surplus Outlet discovered the theft about 24 hours later. The suspects, as you can see on the screen, described as white males ranging from 23 to 30 years of age. Anyone with information is asked to contact Berwick Police. Time now for a first look at our forecast. No flim-flam here, just a change in the weather after those mild days. It's now very noticeable. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk in the Weather Center with the details. Joe?
Well, it's going to be noticeably colder across our area over the next couple of days, especially by the second part of the weekend and as we go into next week. So, you know, the warm weather we have had a lot of this winter, well, that's starting to come to an end. We're replacing it with some colder conditions. How cold are we going to see in a 7-day forecast? I'll let you know with the complete forecast coming up in a few. Paula?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, what city officials are now going to do about the former St. Joe's Hospital that's been empty for almost 10 years. Don't go away. We'll have more coming up.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Polai, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 19 minutes from Scranton, 15 minutes from Wilkes-Barre, 12 minutes from Old Forge, 18 minutes from Mountaintop, and 28 minutes from Berwick. Barber Ford in Exeter and Barber Ford in Hazleton. Start your new car search today at barberautogroup.com, where nobody sells for less.
Your body was made to move, fluidly and with ease. If the need for joint replacement surgery has stopped you in your tracks, it's time for a plan that can put you back in motion faster. The area's most experienced surgeons, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
For 10 years, St. Joseph's Hospital in Hazleton has been closed. After inspectors found the code violations to the building, the owner is receiving citations. WYLN's Abby Piskel has the details.
On 8th and Church Streets in Hazleton stands an old hospital that has been in the hearts of many Hazleton residents for years. St. Joe's Hospital closed in 2007 and since has been subject to broken windows, loose bricks, and graffiti, and now the city is doing something about it.
We have recently filed citations. Initially, we've done what's called a notice of violation with regard to several deficiencies due to its being abandoned for as long as it has, including broken windows, etc. That has been followed up now. There's been no response by the owner, so that now has been followed up with citations before the magistrate. And we have not, that hasn't scheduled, the magistrate has not scheduled anything as of this point, but we do expect that to come in the near future.
Department workers have been in contact with the property manager. Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassatt discussed with the city's code and fire departments today to determine what the next step is for the hospital.
What we're planning on doing is, rather than we're going to keep the citations as is. Each day is actually a separate violation. So rather than go the civil route, the criminal route, we have now decided to go the civil route. So we're also going to be filing a civil complaint with the magistrate, seeking fines. Civil fines on the property in the amount of about $18,000. The function of this is to move this property forward to get it off center and to either get it developed or torn down or whatever the case may be. But it is an eyesore, and we're working on it as quickly as possible.
Nothing can be done with the building unless it becomes a safety hazard to the public.
We can't do anything. The city has, if it's a detriment to the safety of and welfare of an individual, say for example a wall is falling down or something like that, we can do something. Other than that, we have to wait for the owners to do something, and we're going to be moving forward on anything to get this resolved.
City officials will continuously be working to make sure that they keep moving forward with the old hospital. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
Up next here on WYLN, where a fundraiser is being held to help the family of a fallen state police officer, and Chief Meteorologist Joe Gerbachik back with a full look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy
at making fine candy
for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land
that Victoria's candies
would one day be leading the rest.
Now that day is here,
for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
Don't make the big box mistake. Shop local and save at Grand Central in Hazleton. Get better prices than the big box store on our huge selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics at Grand Central in Hazleton and at the Laurel Mall.
Well, we got the colder weather coming into our area over the next couple of days, especially by the second part of the weekend, by Sunday going into next week. I don't think we're going to get out of the 20s for daytime high temperatures, and it's windy out here. You could probably hear the wind as I speak, and that wind is making it feel colder than what the actual air temperature indicates. But we'll be looking at 30s at least for tomorrow and Saturday, but by Sunday and next week, I don't think we're going to be getting out of the 20s for daytime high temperatures. But it doesn't look like there's going to be any type of storms to really impact our area. That's the good news. Bad news is if you like the winter weather, you like the snow, really don't see much in it over the next several days. All right, taking a look at the numbers outside, and here's what it's looking like temperature-wise in the 30s, but those winds, they're kicking up 20, 25, 30 miles per hour, and despite temperatures being in the 30s, with those winds, it's actually making it feel colder than what the actual air temperature indicates across our area. So how did we do temperature-wise for the day, the high and the low? Well, how about this? I mean, it was very, very mild. We were at 45 degrees. Look at when that was. 3:40 in the morning. I was up. It was nice. It was warm. Since then, boy, look at that. Temperatures have fallen, and temperatures have fallen into the 30s. And like I said, the colder air is on the move. Wind gusts 36 miles per hour. Throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, here's what it's looking like. Higher elevations in the 30s. Elsewhere, temperatures generally holding in the 40s. A few snow showers around some parts of our area, especially in central and western PA. And a few flurries. How about those winds? Yeah, they're a big factor across our area. We're looking at those winds 10, 20 or so miles per hour, and wind gusts in excess of the numbers that you see on the screen. That, of course, will make it feel colder than what the actual air temperature indicates. So as we go into tomorrow, there is a possibility of a couple of flakes around, maybe a snow shower or two. Other than that, a few glimpses of sunshine, 32, 33 for our Saturday, a mix of clouds and sunshine. And then notice, second part of the weekend going into next week, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine, really no storms to talk about. But we're looking at only temperatures for the most part in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees for daytime high temperatures. A couple of those overnight lows dropping down into the teens. We'll have more for you coming up after the break.
Hold on a second.
Baby's coming.
Now?
Yes, now.
Call you back. Did she go to the hospital?
Yeah, just a few minutes ago.
Your wife's having the baby. What? The baby. Go. I got this. You're sure? It's what I did when I started this place.
We know what went into building your wealth. Our financial advisors put the same care into helping you craft a plan to manage it. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial, licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
Modern therapeutic staff take pride in providing quality care in a professional setting. In-home care for homebound patients and provide free transportation to and from our location. Modern Therapeutics, 1109 West 15th Street, Hazleton.
Now open Chevrel's Auto Service in their new location, 1099 Hanover Court in Hazel Township. They do it all: brakes, exhaust, electrical, and more. Four-wheel alignment, $39.99. Both inspections, just $39.99. Oil and filter, $19.99. 50-pound rock salt, $5.99. All-season tires at a great price. They treat you right and save you money with great prices and great service. Is your engine light on? Stop in for a free diagnostic computer check. Get your vehicle ready for winter. 570-455-4286.
A fundraiser is set for February to benefit the family of a slain Pennsylvania state trooper. Mark your calendars and bring your appetite to Damon's Grill in Sugarloaf Township, February 4th. Damon's has been a strong supporter of the Pennsylvania State Police, and we're the top choice to host the fundraiser.
Our event is at Damon's from 6 to 9 on February 4th. We're going to have raffle baskets, 50-50 raffles. Damon's providing all the food and beverages for supporters, and tickets will be $20 at the door, and that covers your food and beverages.
All net proceeds will go directly to Macy Weaver, the wife of Trooper Landon Weaver, who was killed in the line of duty.
Definitely think that we're one big family, so when tragedy strikes one of us, it strikes all of us. So it's definitely important to help those in need, because they would do the same for us.
Again, that fundraiser taking place February 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Damon's Grill in Sugarloaf Township. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
If you're looking for a good pre-owned vehicle, check out BLB Auto Sales for his tax time specials. Get the best return on your tax check, quality and dependable vehicles at affordable prices. BLB Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. Barbush Automotive for all your mechanical, diagnostic, alignment, inspections, and emissions needs. Engines and transmissions, located on Route 940 in Harley. One call does it all. Call 570-454-7571.
Tired of internet and TV providers that force you to sign a contract, then saddle you with second-rate service? Service Electric Cablevision's advanced fiber network delivers faster internet, clearer cable channels, and a better home phone service with no long-term contracts. It's all backed by an exceptional team of local service professionals. No contracts, no nonsense, just great service. Call or visit secv.com to learn more.
Changes to District 2 mean that we lose the twice-a-year matchups in Wyoming Valley Conference girls basketball, but it makes that one meeting more important. Tonight on WYLN, you'll be able to watch Hazleton versus Berwick for the only time this season. Lady Cougars having an up-and-down season, and head coach Joe Gavio knows that the 10-3 Lady Dogs are playing tough, especially from the outside.
He has nice players. Renee Mensinger is really playing well for them and hurt us last year with a lot of threes. I think she has about 35 or 40 threes this year, and she makes them go. But sometimes there's some chemistry, and what I see on the tapes, I've seen them. They have nice chemistry, and they're really playing hard.
Berwick currently the 2 seed in the District 2 for a playoff picture. they're prepping tonight for that vaunted Hazleton press.
Number one, beat their press. You know, they live and die by their press. They're a very good outside shooting team. If they're hitting their shots and their press is clicking, it's going to be a tough game. Once we do establish our press offense, I think we could be okay.
School's only playing once this season, but they're familiar with each other after facing off in camps this summer.
Our girls are kind of close to them. We go to team camp at Kutztown together. And, you know, and when you're familiar with teams, you know what they do. You know, he works to break our press, and he does a nice job. He usually comes like junk defense on us because we usually have a player or two.
Prior to the game, we have fun. I know Coach Gavio for over 20 years, and we do go to team camp together. It's going to be a fun game. You know, he knows what we do, and we know what they do, and it's always a battle. It's a rivalry game.
Tune in at 7:30 for Hazleton versus Berwick live. Yesterday, Panther Valley football made it official in a move they hope helps them officially turn the corner. Scott Price introduced as the new Panthers head coach, replacing Matt Davis, who held the position for 3 seasons. Price is a Schuylkill Haven graduate who went on to play for Kutztown. The 30-year-old also has experience as an assistant for the Hurricanes. Now as a first-time head coach, Price takes over a Panther Valley program that went 2-8 in 2016 and hasn't made the postseason in 8 years. And King's Ned McGinley is the longest tenured wrestling coach in all of the NCAA. He'll hold that title until the end of the year. Earlier today, the man synonymous with King's Wrestling announced this season will be his last. McGinley started the program in 1968 and has been with the Monarchs ever since. McGinley has coached 18 Division III All-Americans and 20 Middle Atlantic Conference individual champions while tallying 452 dual meet victories. That's it for sports. Stay tuned.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy
at making fine candy
for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land
that Victoria's candies
would one day be leading the rest.
Now that day is here,
for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
Meet Granny Rita and welcome to the Wyln kitchen. Watch as she whips up some amazing ethnic dishes just like your grandma used to make. Granny's Kitchen, only on Wyln TV 35.
Well, we got 30s the next 2 days, Friday and Saturday. You know, that's not bad considering we're getting closer to February. And then after that, as we go into February, going into next week, late next week, you know what? We're looking at 20s for high temperatures. Some of those overnight lows dropping down into the teens, lower 20s. But if you look across the board, pretty much all those days, a mix of clouds and sunshine. We really don't have to worry about any organized storms to talk about. Maybe a few flurries around for tomorrow or a snow shower or two. But other than that, it's kind of calm for the next 7 days. It's not too bad.
A little chilly, but that's okay.
But hey, you know what? We can't complain.
No.
Because we're going into February. So,
No.
you know, we have February, and then once you get into March, you can think spring.
Yes.
The spring.
You can
about
think
the third week. Well, third week of March is spring.
Well,
you know, and
I can tell you exactly as soon as there's going to be a storm. As soon as I have
how do you do that?
as soon as I have a lot of things to do. I could have predicted the other night when all your basketball was canceled.
Well, you should have let us know.
I should have let you know. Speaking of basketball, tonight.
Hazleton, Berwick, one of the best rivalries around. It's the girls tonight, and then tomorrow we're at Berwick for the boys, Cougars versus Bulldogs.
Okay, and the Pens will be in Utica.
Yep.
Okay, go Pens. They won again. Have yourselves a great night. Don't forget, basketball's coming up here on WYLN.